Hello and many thanks for joining us on Nationwide, reaching you live on the network service of the NTA. I'm Ian John. Welcome. In continuation with operations designed to mitigate banditry activities in Zamfara and other contiguous states, troops of Operation Charan Daji have been dominating the area of operation with aggressive fighting patrols. In a statement by Acting Force Information Officer, Operation Charan Daji, Major Clement Abaide, the intensity and redoubled efforts in the conduct of these military activities has been complemented by Harbin Kunama 3. The air component of Operation Charan Daji carried out several airstrikes around Kagara, Gandu, Fakama, Fete and Dumburum Forest, which served as sanctuaries and hideouts where kidnapped victims are often hidden. 35 bandits were neutralized, while 18 suspected bandits, informants, rustlers, kidnappers, and logistics suppliers were arrested, including one Mohammed Iso, a notorious kidnapper who was intercepted in Niger Republic through collaboration with the security forces in the country. The suspects arrested have been handed over to Nigerian police and other agencies for further investigation and possible prosecution. Subsequent operations in the Prop Forest led to the rescue of 40 abductees from communities in Zamfara State. Troops of Operation Charan Daji also recovered ammunition, 10 motorcycles, 94 rustled animals, assorted charms, and 2 handsets. Major Clement says Operation Charan Daji remains resolute to the mandate of tackling the menace of armed banditry and other forms of criminal activities in Zamfara. The operation is also determined to ensure that bandits do not establish sanctuaries in the contiguous states of Kebbi, Katsina, and Sokoto. In the wake of recent successes of Operation Diramikia at obliterating bandit bases in northwestern Nigeria, the Nigerian Air Force has described as false some media reports insinuating that recent airstrikes conducted by its air task force killed innocent civilians in the areas attacked rather than bandits. NAF Director, Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Bukule Daramola, in a press release, describes such reports as unfounded because most of the locations attacked are within the Rugu, Sububu and Gara forest areas, which are known armed bandit hideouts that have been attacked in the past without any outcry. Furthermore, the NAF target selection process for air operations is particularly rigorous and methodical in order to ensure proper target identification and thereby prevent strikes on wrong locations. Nigerians should therefore rest assured that the locations attacked from 8th to 11th April 2019 were selected based on human intelligence reports obtained from security agencies and other government sources, traditional and community leaders, as well as reliable vetted informants. The NAF will sustain its air operations to facilitate a return to normalcy that will enable residents in the area pursue their legitimate aspirations as its personnel continue to sacrifice towards eliminating all threats to the security and indeed the development of our beloved country. And away from security, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation has reminded elected officials that provision of quality leadership is one of the foremost expectations of Nigerians from them. He gave the advice when he received the Governor of Osun State, Gboyega Oyetola. Boss Mustafa, who again congratulated Governor Gboyega for his victory, urged him to build on the legacy of his predecessor.
Our expectation of you is that you are going to build on the legacies that he has left behind, especially in the areas of infrastructural development and also in the areas of empowerment. We roll out a lot of programs that was designed to specifically take away our young persons off the streets.
Governor Gboyega Oyetola said it is his determination to leave the state better than he met it that informed his visit to seek support of the SGF.
Seek your support in ensuring that we're able to deliver the dividend of democracy to our people in the state. We need you in a lot of areas.
Ngozi Technical reports that Gboyega Oyetola was elected as governor of Osun State in November last year. And in other news, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has directed the Nigerian Railway Corporation to commence full commercial activities on the Itakpe-Warri-Ajaokuta rail line, ending the 5 months free train ride to passengers on the axis. The minister, who gave this directive while inspecting the ongoing construction of stations, disclosed that about $3 billion is needed to link the rail project from Itakpe to Abuja. Oyinaya Kaluwoka brings us details.
Handshakes of gratitude from community leaders in Abo to the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, in appreciation for the fast pace of work at the Itakpe-Warri-Ajaokuta rail line project that was abandoned for more than 30 years.
No.
The minister, while inspecting the nearly completed 12 modern stations, was happy that the project will soon take off, as 80% of the work has been completed. But he was quite unpleased with the slow pace of work at the stations, which he attributed to lack of fund.
I'm delighted that it's functioning. I'm delighted they're carrying passengers. They say they carry an average of 100 passengers in a day, which means we need to do more. We're going to have financial problems. They are also reporting now that they've not been paid for some time, so we really need to look for money to pay them.
Linking Itakpe, Lokoja, Abuja, people can joyfully ride the train from Warri to Kaduna.
The Itakpe-Ajaokuta Warri Rail project is a massive one, covering about 3 states of Edo, Delta and Kogi. And we're here in Abo Station, which is one of the main stations. And as you can see, work is ongoing here, creating employment for hundreds of people.
Around this place before, everywhere was bushy. But toward the benefit of itself that we have on this project today, you will see that everything is very looking fine.
Running through more than 40 communities in the 3 states, the project is expected to transport passengers along the axis, steel from Ajaokuta as well as foodstuff from the south to other parts of the country. For about 5 months, the Itakpe-Warri-Ajaokuta rail line has been on a test run, taking passengers for free. More than 2,000 passengers so far have been transported in the 49 trips. Oyinaya Kaloka, NTA News.
And staying with the transport sector, Nigerians have commended the effort of the federal government in reconstruction of the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway, noting that government has indeed lived up to its promises. Joy Iluegbu reports that significant progress has also been made on the construction of the second Niger Bridge.
For many commuters like 46-year-old Chiedozie Ebogu, who ply the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway daily as a commercial driver trying to make ends meet, it's a big relief to see the Anambra section of the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway wearing a new look, especially the Omonya-Okozo axis on the Enugu bound, which used to be travelers' nightmare.
This road they are walking, I like it because it will give us a chance, no go slow.
And they are doing a great job on the road.
We thank the government for reconstructing the road because it has been long we've been suffering on this road.
Diversions like this have become a common feature of the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway. With the level of work ongoing right now, it is the expectation of commuters and users of the road that when completed, this major problem will be solved.
You can see a lot of concrete works, asphalt works, stone base, soil cement stabilization. If we continue this way, I'm sure in a very short time we'll complete this Enugu band of the project.
Another key project of the federal government in the state, which is also going on simultaneously with the road reconstruction, is the construction of the second Niger Bridge, which is now at 22% completion 7 months into the main work.
The target of the contractor now is to pile across and construct some of the structures above the pile before the next flood level.
During the rainy season, we cannot work in the river foundations anymore, but on the piers, earthworks will slow down. We are going to focus on the soil improvement measures.
With a completion period of 3.5 years, the bridge, when completed, will help ease traffic on the existing Niger Bridge constructed many decades ago. In Oka, Joy Iluebu, NTA News.
Moving on now, the federal government is committed to resolving the problems and hardships caused by insurgency in the Northeast. This reassurance came from the Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative during its strategic session of the Mambila 3,050 megawatts hydroelectric power project local content working group in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
The Federal Executive Council on the 30th of August 2017 approved the construction of the 3,050 megawatts Mambila hydroelectric power project in order to chart a course for the development of the Northeast. The project's contract provides for 70% foreign procurement and 30% local content. This meeting in Abuja is towards ensuring that the project takes off on a sound footing, with special reference to the 30% local content.
We are making sure that every available resource at the disposal of the government and at the disposal of the Northeast is made available to the completion of this project. So it is entirely feasible for the project to go a long way within the administration of Muhammadu Buhari.
Local content aspect of the project is guided by the executive order of Mr. President, executive order number 5.
The realization of the Mambila project, according to members of the working group, will restore development to the Northeast zone where socio-economic activities were retarded as a result of insurgency.
The present administration is committed towards realization of Mambila Hydro, and you know the project is critical to the economy of this country.
This working group is also expected to fine-tune the Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative's tabs of references for the approval of the group. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And moving to the State House now, President Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria will always cooperate and lend a helping hand to her neighbors, explaining that good neighborliness matters a lot to the country. This was while receiving in audience the outgoing ambassador of Equatorial Guinea. Adamu Sambo has the report.
Mr. Job Obiang Esono Mbengono, who spent 9 years in Nigeria, was in the State House on a farewell visit. President Muhammadu Buhari described as delightful that Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea have always identified with each other. He said under his watch, such good neighborliness will be maintained towards enhancing the security and socio-economic benefits for the two countries and their peoples. The president expressed happiness that the outgoing envoy fully understood Nigeria, its people and culture during his tour of duty. Ambassador Mbengono told the president that Nigeria made a great impact on his life as he learned a lot about what he called this big and important country. The people, he said, are very friendly and warm. Congratulating President Buhari on his re-election, the outgoing envoy expressed the belief that Nigeria is in good hands and Equatorial Guinea is indeed happy. The ambassador conveyed the best wishes of President Theodore Obiang Nguema Basogo to the Nigerian leader. The president also granted audience to one of Nigeria's business moguls, Mr. Tony Elumelu, who called on Nigerians to bury their differences and support the Buhari presidency in the onerous task of taking the country to the next level.
But all I know is at the heart of Mr. President is economic development of Nigeria, is youth employment, youth engagement, which, as you know, the Tony Elumelu Foundation is also very involved in. We'll continue to do our best, we'll continue to support government, we'll continue to support Nigerians so that collectively we'll create a more prosperous Nigerian society. If you look at what the president has done, his administration have done in the area of agriculture, farmers now being more gainfully engaged. That brings prosperity. We need to add electricity to it. Then we need to add transportation to it. And I tell you, the president's legacy is defined. We don't even need to do more. So I think it's a great time for Nigeria, and we need to just all rally around the president. Elections are over and move forward as a team, as a country, so that our people will be better for it.
Mr. Elumelu congratulated the president on his re-election and wished him another 4 successful years in office. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And looking at the economy now, Nigeria's Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed says the federal government is taking the advice of the IMF in its Article 4 consultation with Nigeria to phase out implicit fuel subsidies while strengthening social safety nets. The minister stated this while speaking about her engagement with officials of the World Bank and the IMF at a spring meeting in Washington.
But also we have to implement it in a manner that is both successful as well as sustainable. We are not in a situation to wake up one day and just remove subsidy. We have to educate the people. We have to show the Nigerian citizens what the replacements for those subsidies will be. So we have a lot of work to do, and we also need to understand that you don't remove subsidies large amounts in one go, that it has to be graduated, and the public has to be well informed on what you're trying to do. We are asking the World Bank in particular to review some of the new initiatives that they have put in place, an initiative that involves them looking at implementation systems when they are providing funding for infrastructure. What we found in Nigeria is that the ESS that they have put in place is causing significant delays in the rollout of infrastructure. We understand that is well intended, but we've informed them that they need to review how they implement it so that we're not overtly slowed down because of the new procedures.
The minister was also part of the G24 ministers meeting where effective public debt and cash management, global slowdown and the need to build more fiscal buffers dominated discussions. And now heading to the courts, an FCT High Court has fixed next Tuesday for the delivery of ruling in the no-case submission filed by the suspended Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission on alleged 115 million naira fraud, and an executive commissioner and the commissioner, Zankwanu Garba, are standing trial on 5 counts charge bordering on alleged misappropriation of 115 million naira and conferment of corrupt advantage on a public officer upon their arraignment before Justice Hussein Baba Yusuf at the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the charge. The prosecuting counsel, Adeshino Rahim, closed his case, having called 5 prosecution witnesses. Defense counsel Abdul Hakim Mustafa, SAN, however, made a no-case submission, a position the prosecution counsel objected to. The Kogi State National and State House of Assembly Election Petition Tribunal has commenced sitting in Abuja with 16 petitions already received by the tribunal and still expecting more from the supplementary elections. Aliyu Turku reports that 8 of the petitions are contesting the House of Representative elections in various constituencies, 4 challenging the State House of Assembly elections, while 4 are challenging the senatorial elections. Among the petitions filed is that by Senator Smart Adeyemi of the All Progressives Congress challenging the emergence of Senator Dino Melaye of the People's Democratic Party in the Kogi West senatorial election. The petitioner is alleging over-voting in some local government areas and lack of compliance to court order concerning the collation process.
The grounds which we are challenging are 2 grounds. The lawful vote cast did not bring him. And we're also saying that there is non-compliance with the Electoral Act.
There was a court ruling based on the case filed by my opponents that the collation of the results should be at the central headquarters. Unfortunately for them, they went to a different venue. They went to the state capital, Lokoja, to collate the results.
Already at the pre-hearing, parties were served with the petition and they have all filed their responses. The 23rd of this month is slated for continuation of pre-hearing. It's now time to go to Lagos, and Jennifer will feed us from that zone. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Yuri. Welcome to Lagos. Now, the ongoing Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination organized by the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has continued without hitches across the designated centers in the Lagos metropolis. Jane Ojuku, who monitored the examination in some of the centers, reports.
The ambience at some of the CBT centers visited was calm and peaceful, with the candidates fully engrossed in maximizing the 2-hour duration of the examination to make decisive efforts at qualifying for university admission.
We went to say around that after 1, but actually they told us not to carry our wristwatches, and so I actually don't know if we actually wanted. But I guess, yes, so I actually wanted to start it.
So this will be my second time. Yes, I'm prepared, actually.
So far, each center has recorded 5 examination sessions. 3 on Thursday, the first day of the examination, and 2 on Friday to enable Muslims an interlude for the Friday Jumat prayers. On the alleged clash of the UTME and the West African Senior School Certificate Examination timetable, the JAMB technical officer at one of the centers reacts.
Ever since we started, since yesterday, we had 4 sections, second section and third section. This morning again, we had a section, and this is the second section going on. No candidate have ever said that their WAEC and JAMB clashed.
Meanwhile, no case of network downtime was reported at the centers visited. In Lagos, Jane Ojukwu, NTA News.
Now, participants at a workshop organized by the National Orientation Agency in Lagos have suggested effective voter education as a panacea for good governance. Rotimi Oluwagbemi has the details.
With the theme, improving the quality of citizens' participation in governance through civic education, Director General, National Orientation Agency, Garba Abari, who was represented, said the workshop is meant to examine strategies for effective citizens' participation in governance.
There must be constant engagement between the citizens and elected officials. That there must be constant demand for accountability. Our political leaders get away with a lot of things because citizens are not engaging with the governance process.
The Lagos State Director, NOA, Wahid Ishola, and other stakeholders lauded the training program, saying voter education goes beyond teaching people how to vote during election.
Citizens need to engage those of them in power, to demand for dividends of democracy.
Governance is serious business. You must be fully prepared for it. You must have worked hard for it, and when you get in there, it is serious business.
The way and manner citizens have also carried themselves have given a lot of room for discretion on the part of the political leaders.
The 2-day Southwest Zonal Workshop on Civic and Voter Education, according to the organizers, is the 5th edition in the series after the 2019 general elections. In Lagos, Rotimi Oluwagbemi, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, NAWA, Lagos chapter, is intervening in the plights of the wives of the fallen heroes within the 81 Division area of responsibility. Wife of the General Officer commanding 81 Division, Aminat Yusuf, who is the president now Lagos chapter, demonstrated the support for the widows during a visit to the Nigerian Army 9th Brigade headquarters, Lagos. Mohammed Abdulkadri reports on this and other activities of NAWA within its jurisdiction.
It was a sober reunion between the leadership and members of NAWA with the widows who lost their loved ones in the line of duty to the nation. Emotion was betrayed by some widows who broke down in tears. The president of NAWA Lagos branch, Aminat Yusuf, and wife of Commander 9th Brigade, Aminat Jega, wiped away their tears, assuringly always to be there for them. At the NAWA Nursery and Primary School in the brigade, which was established 10 years ago, the leadership of NAWA took turn to distribute educational materials to 746 pupils and assisted by 60 staff on its payroll. While receiving NAWA team, the commander, 9th Brigade, Brigadier General Nasiru Jega, assured them of support at all times. The NAWA train later proceeded on widow outreach and visitation to the NAWA nursery and primary schools at 174 Battalion, Odongunya Barracks, Ikorodu, and Ikeja, where similar materials were distributed to the beneficiaries. In Lagos, Muhammad Abdul Qadir, NTA News.
That's our contribution. Lagos. We'll take a break now. Nationwide continues shortly. Stay tuned.
Marketing of broadcast media products requires special skills which can only be acquired through training and experience. NTA TV College Jos is therefore organizing an intensive 3-week course on modern trends in broadcast media marketing. The course will equip participants with necessary skills to deal with contemporary marketing challenges and competition in the broadcast media. It is an essential course for marketers in the broadcast media to sharpen their skills and improve their capacities. Date: 23rd April to 10th May 2019. Venue: NTA Television College, Refuge, Jos. Course fee: 100,000 naira per participant, accommodation inclusive. For more inquiries, please contact us on 0803 314-4383 or 0806 980 9807. NTA TV College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.